Welcome back to The Exchange. Investors cheering the Labour Party's landslide victory in the UK election. The FTSE 250, which measures the real strength of the British economy via small and mid-cap stocks, ending the week up more than 2%, while the pound hits its highest level against the dollar in more than a month. The Labour win comes ahead of an election runoff in France, where it now seems unlikely that the far right will clinch a majority. Joining me to discuss what all of this means for the markets is Beata Manthey, head of European equity strategy at Citi, along with Wilfred Frost, Sky News anchor and CNBC contributor. Welcome to you both. Wilf, it's great to see you. It's been a while. I'm so glad that you could stay on. Could you just knee-jerk reaction? Where should we be focusing in terms of our attention on kind of the reaction to these changes and what could come next?
Well, look, this is the most powerful prime minister now for a generation since Tony Blair came to power in 1997. A majority of the size of about 175 seats basically means Keir Starmer can do as he pleases now, certainly in the early years of government. I think the biggest takeaway on a business sense from the campaign trail, and therefore what we expect, is that Labour promises to balance the books. In their words, there will be no unfunded commitments in terms of spending. So, yes, there'll be some reallocation of who pays some of the taxes and how exactly they're raised. But we're not expecting a big expansion of the balance sheet, the government balance sheet from here, as we saw with an experiment that didn't work by Liz Truss a few years ago with some unfunded tax cuts promised that led to bond yields rising. And in that sense, what you're seeing today is that sense of stability out there. The FTSE rose initially, fell back afterwards, but didn't move significantly, nor did the bond market, because we're getting what markets really expected, which is a big majority for Labour, and with that, a bit of certainty.
And Wilf, one of the analyses I was listening to this morning said in order to kind of achieve this landslide win, he had to in some ways move away from the Corbyn progressive era and more into something more typically, I don't want to say conservative, but kind of centrist in terms of the policies. Is that right?
Absolutely right. And, of course, that comes from a fact that Keir Starmer, who only became an MP relatively late in life in 2015, did serve in Jeremy Corbyn's shadow cabinet. It raised the question, at least, of where his true ideological heart was. But either way, since he became leader of the Labour Party in 2020, not only has he banished Corbyn himself from the party, he has steadily watered down pretty much every single policy that he initially announced. A good example was a pledge to deliver a net zero economy by 2030. It now is, rather than a pledge, it's an aim. It used to be £28 billion a year in spending towards those policies. It ended up in the manifesto of being just £8 billion to reach that. And absolutely right, he went for pragmatism, tacking centre to make sure he won, and it worked. Played it safe, and in light of what he faced, which was desperately unpopular Prime Minister and desperately unpopular party in the Conservatives, playing it safe was the right tactic, and clearly that was borne out by the results today.
You elucidated that well, and Beata, I ask because I think there might be lessons maybe for what's happening on our side of the pond as well, where we see the Democratic Party trying to figure out whether to lean into its more progressive policy initiatives or kind of dial back and simply be a more center-left version of what's on offer from the other side. I also thought it was interesting. It kind of goes against the narrative, Beata, but Nigel Farage's party, it's a Reform, is it called now? He did win a couple of seats, and you look at that in tandem with what's going on in France and think that that narrative is not yet over. This idea that, you know, we're giving up on these more anti-immigration parties. I'm not sure this puts that to rest. I'm curious for your thoughts.
Absolutely. So in Europe, we've had our fair share of political uncertainty and elections over the past few weeks. And look, the UK election, widely anticipated outcome, perhaps with a few surprises, like you've mentioned, of the smaller parties getting a bit more seats than expected. But widely anticipated outcome in the UK. And what you need to know is that this Labour government is more business friendly, and that's what matters for what I focus on, which is, of course, the equity markets. So in terms of implications, really, what we are watching the most is the direction of the pound. Strengthening pound tends to be beneficial for FTSE 250. As you've mentioned at the beginning, this is the part of UK equity market that has been doing better. So this is our preferred way of playing the post-UK election world within the equity market. So FTSE 250 versus FTSE 100.
Interesting.